The 1.2 DIGT engine in the Qashqai and Juke models is the same engine as the H5FT or 1.2 TCE in Renault and Dacia vehicles. It was manufactured between 2012 and 2019. The first years were prone to a lot of software-related problems and could just stall or lose power randomly, so Renault Nissan issued several software updates that surprisingly fixed the issues. If you experience random unexplained problems with the early model year 1.2 DIGT, make sure you have the latest available software update installed in the dealership. These engines are very economical, and even though the horsepower is not mind-blowing at all, the torque is very decent, and driving the Qashqai powered with this engine is a lot of fun in the city traffic. For highways, you will want more power, but still it's not that bad. Also, this is a 4-cylinder engine, so there are no vibrations and juddering that you will get in 3-cylinder engines of such size in many other cars. Among the common problems, I will point out oil consumption. The engine will start burning some oil from the first miles of its life, and it will deteriorate gradually. The reason is simple: the piston rings are not perfect and let some oil leak into the combustion chamber. A repair is super expensive, so the obvious solution is to put up with this and just keep an eye on the oil level to avoid low pressure issues. Secondly, these engines have direct injection, and this inevitably leads to carbon buildup on intake valves sooner or later. If you experience hesitation, uneven idle, or even stalling, this is clearly because of the contaminated valves that need to be cleaned. Fortunately, cleaning is not that expensive in a good independent repair shop. These engines are equipped with the timing chain, and it's not perfect. The chain is quite thin and will elongate significantly up to 60,000 miles or 100,000 kilometers. The chain kit is not that expensive and the labor cost may not be that bad, but the problem is that both camshafts are equipped with phasers for variable valve timing, and these phasers are very often dead at this mileage, so it makes sense to replace them when you are installing the new chain. The phasers are not cheap at all, and this makes the chain kit replacement ridiculously expensive. And there is one more very common problem: the seal of the crankcase ventilation system pipe is somehow very unreliable and may get a crack at any mileage. It's not hard or expensive to replace, but it's very hard to locate this problem. So if you experience oil pressure anomalies, random check engine light, or unstable engine work, it's a good idea to check this seal in the PCV system first. Other than that, these engines are quite good to own. They will survive about 150,000 miles or 240,000 kilometers without major problems, but after that, oil consumption is usually too high and extremely expensive repairs are needed, which usually means engine replacement. So it's important to know all the weaknesses when you own a high mileage Qashqai or are about to buy a used vehicle equipped with this engine.